Let's now get across the rest of today's headlines with Sky News senior reporter Cam Redden. Cam, great to see you still in this Middle Eastern space. The latest on the Foreign Minister and calls to sack her regarding UNRWA. What is the latest?
UNRWA, yeah, Erin, we're talking here about the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees. It's a bit of a mouthful, but this organisation has received Australian funding every year all the way back to 1951. Another $6 million was pledged last month, but it was soon revealed through Israeli intelligence documents these allegations that some staff members of UNRWA had been involved in the October 7 attacks. So as a result of that, Australia, nearly a dozen other nations suspended their funding. Yesterday at a press conference, the Foreign Minister Penny Wong indicated that it was her view at some point this funding may need to be restored because, in her view, UNRWA is the only organisation in the international system which provides substantive humanitarian aid for those inside the occupied Palestinian territories. There's no time frame on when that might resume. We're talking more about an eventual resumption of that funding. The opposition taking aim at that suggestion today, going very much the other way, essentially saying that that agency needs to be cut off.
And again, if the Prime Minister had the strength of leadership, he would stand up and say that Australian taxpayer money is not going to a terrorist organisation. If Penny Wong is now advocating, knowing that this money is going to an organisation not fit for purpose, if that is her argument, then the Prime Minister should sack her.
Erin, I can also tell you Penny Wong held a phone conversation today with the US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken on the subject of Gaza. On both sides of that call, the leaders emphasised their view around the importance of getting humanitarian aid into Gaza for those who need it.
Cam, what about over in the UK? David Cameron has said Britain could recognise Palestine as a nation.
Yeah, he's been to the Middle East just already, I think, 4 times since his return to the political fray in November, Erin. But this is perhaps David Cameron's most significant contribution to discussions yet, indicating that the UK, even its allies, may consider recognising Palestinian statehood as a way of getting some more of a practical step towards a 2-state solution. He's put a number of caveats on this. For example, he said there needs to be a ceasefire first in Gaza. There would need to be no more Hamas in Gaza whatsoever. So setting a reasonably high watermark. But that would be quite a significant step forward. You look at the map of the world at the moment, most of Africa, South America and Asia already recognise Palestine, but Australia, the US, UK, Canada and most of Europe does not. Benjamin Netanyahu, of course, as recently as last month saying there would be no compromise on the issue of sovereignty in the region. But David Cameron's shift in language, notable, of course, going into what will soon be an election campaign in the UK as well.
It's heating up over there. Cam, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time.